Brilliance Audio presents Heart of Black Ice by Terry Goodkind, performed by Christina Traister. Hidden in the forested hills, Nathan spied on the vast army of General Utros. The bedraggled wizard stood among scrub oaks and spindly pines, camouflaged by cross-hatched shadows. The white robes he wore over his black pants and fine shirt were stained and scorched from fighting against the impossible ancient enemy. But he would keep fighting. Though the city of Ildikar was gone, he and his rebels were still alive. 150,000 reawakened warriors filled the valley below, ready to march across the old world. 15 centuries ago, the legendary General Utros had laid siege to Ildikar, with its shining buildings, high walls, and beautiful gardens. Using a remarkable petrification spell, the city's wizards had turned the army to stone, filling the plain with statues. But now the spell had worn off, and the invincible army renewed its attack. Desperate to save their fabled city, the remaining wizards had hidden Ildikar behind the Shroud of Eternity, which stranded Nathan and his compatriots outside. Now they were the only defenders left against an army large enough to conquer the continent. Dear spirits. He plucked dry grass from his long white hair. The immense military force reminded him of when Jagang's imperial order had filled the Azrith plain beneath the People's Palace. Nathan took heart in knowing that Jagang's army had been defeated, although back then Richard Rahl had fought at their side. And Nicci. Prelate Verna adjusted her skirts and sat on a lichen-stained boulder nearby. When my party left Cliffwall, we didn't expect to find an entire army blocking our way. We were just hoping to find Ildikar. Ildikar is gone, groaned the wizard Wren, crunching through the underbrush as he came up to them. He wrapped his hand around a gnarled pine branch and looked past the camped army to where his glorious city had been not long ago. With a distracted frown, he wiped a smear of sticky sap on the frayed fabric of his maroon robe. The wizards hid Ildikar from time itself. They didn't give a thought to those of us outside. His jowls sagged into deep lines. At least they're safe now, I suppose. We've got to make the most of our situation out here, Nathan said. He felt more abandoned than the others because he had lost more than just the city. The scorched swath across the battlefield below was a poignant reminder of how dear Elsa had sacrificed herself in an inferno of transference magic. In doing so, she had wiped out thousands of General Utros's soldiers. Tactically speaking, it was a victory, but at such a tremendous price. He felt dark sadness in his new heart, rather than triumph. Escaping into the hills as the enemy army reeled, Nathan and his companions had unexpectedly encountered an expedition from Cliffwall. Prelate Verna, several Sisters of the Light, numerous scholars, and a party of Daharan soldiers led by General Zimmer. Their combined forces, though, were just a handful against a titanic army. Nathan had been fighting so hard and so long that he'd barely had a chance to think about all they had lost. How will Nicci get back to us now? If Ildikar has vanished, where will she go? Where will the Sliff take her when she returns from Saramundi? Traveling through the Sliff network, Nicci had rushed off to the coastal city to warn about the threat facing the old world. With Ildikar gone, she would be cut off on the other side of the land. We could certainly use Nicci's help, Verna admitted. But we are not powerless. Don't forget that. Nathan stroked his chin. I will not, my dear prelate, but the sorceress isn't the only one we have lost. He didn't know what had happened to Bannon either, who had been fighting inside Ildikar when the city disappeared. Nathan hoped the eager young swordsman was safe beneath the shroud. He sat beside Verna on the large boulder,